Welcome to ONSIDE ZA. Ballers, once again, thank you so much for joining us. And we are officially live. It's Football Friday. It's a FIFA international break. And for that reason, I'm going to be introducing the panel to you in a slightly different way. Whenever it is an international break, there's one team that I'm always excited about. But joining me here today is Lendinho.
You could have actually called me Lionel. That would have been much nicer.
Lionel.
Lendinho, Tsepi Jr.,
Oh, that is so cute.
and Supero Subi.
And you are?
Where did those names come from?
Marco Martins is Portuguese enough as it gets. There it is, of course, Brazil that I'm talking about. That gets me most excited. But guys, welcome to you and welcome to the Ballers. Of course, this is ONSIDE ZA powered by BETWAY, where you get way more. Be sure to use the affiliate code ONSIDE ZA when joining as a new user on the BETWAY app. Lendinho, thanks for joining us. Have you enjoyed international break football so far?
I've been sleeping half the time. International break is like it's such a drag. You know, because there's nothing of substance that's there. Yes, I know the Euro qualifiers are taking place, but like, nah, man, like international break doesn't have that thing.
Hey, what a bummer. It's such a nice intro. Now you bring the energy all the way down.
About an anticlimax.
not one.
But I'm sure everybody
But-
feels. A lot of people feel the same way.
But you are right. It is,
Not
especially
true.
qualifying period, right?
Yes.
Like a major tournament international break is very different to like qualifiers, like we've seen now recently. That brings me to the first question I want to lay out to everybody is, what is the greatest football team of all time?
Team or national team?
Team, any international team, a football club, whatever, a team
The
that you can
Invincibles.
mention in of course.
I'm done.
Okay, they were very
What
good.
did you say?
The
Invincibles.
Invincibles.
Arsenal's invincible
Arsenal.
side. Henry, Vieira.
Yes, Cole was there. Sol Campbell was there.
Sol Campbell.
Yes.
David Seaman.
I'm looking at Super Sub. I'm waiting to hear about his greatest team of all time.
It's not last season's Man City triple winning side.
It has to be. It looks like we're going that direction. There's no objectiveness here.
But Man United, when they won their treble under Ferguson, I think 99 was also puts them up there with the best.
Hey, Tepi, you know what? You make me want to change my mind here, to
Why?
be honest, because my greatest team of all time wasn't the Man United 99, although I'm tempted to say that.
Yeah.
And although I'm also obviously tempted to mention Barcelona's
Yes.
great Pep Guardiola side that had Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, and everybody in it. That was a great, great side and one of the best sides of all time. But I have just brought who for me is the greatest side in football history, and the whole reason behind the intro and everything more is the 2002 Brazil World Cup winning side. What a team that was. What a team that was. We can almost sort of ignore the back line in a way. You've got Marcos, Edmilson, Rocco Jr., and Lucio, who was a great player in the Serie A. For me, Cafu, greatest right back of all time.
Okay.
Roberto Carlos, greatest left back of all time. Ronaldo, R9 Ronaldo, greatest striker of all time.
Marcelo and Danny Alves will have a lot to say about what
They
you
can
just said
say
now.
what
eh?
they want. They can say what they want.
Marcelo and Danny Alves. I was like,
But also remember that as much as you're talking about this Brazil, but the 1970 Brazil had one of the best World Cups also, was one of the best teams. I think that's the one that had Pele. That was also one of the best.
I've never seen them play. So
Yeah, I saw highlights.
seen
I
very
saw
old
highlights.
videos.
The goals, it was excellent.
I know
Yeah.
I don't look my best, but I wasn't around in 1970 to watch.
It's the water.
You know, but this side was ridiculous, and they made a really good Germany side look subpar in the final.
fair point. But individually, right? We look at well, I'll start it from the front. I don't want to say the real Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo. He had a very like his club record, as it were. One of the one of the greatest players ever, but no Champions League medal, unfortunately for him. Ronaldinho was superb to watch at PSG, at Barcelona as well. Rivaldo at Barcelona, he was a marvel to watch as well. Roberto Carlos at Real Madrid, also a marvel to watch.
There's your Gilberto Silva. Your Arsenal.
Yeah, he was
Gilberto
part
Silva.
of it's before the Invincibles when he won the World Cup with Brazil. Cafu, he was at Inter, if I'm not mistaken, right? No,
Yes.
Lucio was at Inter.
Both. Lucio spent time at Inter and Juventus as well. But Cafu was also an Inter player.
So individually, if you look at this team, like club versus country, there's a little bit of like, except for one or two or three individuals in that entire squad, but from their club form, they were really not like stars that took the world by storm, with the exception of Ronaldinho, Ronaldo,
Rivaldo,
At the
Roberto
time, yeah.
Carlos,
Carlos.
Cafu.
Yeah.
I mean,
but also to a degree.
do you want to see a little bit of the bench that day? We've
Let's
got Kaká.
Oh,
We've got Juninho.
A young Kaká, by the way.
Very, very young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a baby then.
Juninho, who was a Middlesbrough legend who probably should have played for much bigger clubs. So, I don't know, for me, ridiculously good football side. Best of all time, possibly. So, that is my opinion.
It's
That's yours?
on the conversation of Brazil, right? And I think I saw this on social media, and I hate these comparisons that people do because sometimes they really don't have a lot of
yeah.
they don't have substance
Yes,
type of thing.
Yeah.
So the question was, who's the greatest Brazilian player in this era? And I say this era from when the oldest one of us here was firstborn. It's probably super sub. He looks like he's
I look like an uncle.
no.
No, you
go
look
up,
like the youngest.
go above that.
You look the oldest, my friend.
Who's the greatest Brazil player in our generation?
No. So from the following: Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Kaká,
Kaká, yes.
and Neymar.
Ronaldo.
Neymar, no.
Does he have a World Cup to show for it?
Who?
Neymar.
No,
No, then he's out.
He's got
Okay,
Champions
cool.
Leagues and stuff. But
no.
Neymar is not
can
Ronaldo.
He's
talk
not
about
where he
Brazil.
needs to be anyway.
Listen,
yeah.
I love Neymar. I'm a big fan of Neymar. I think he's a great, great player. He's not R9 Ronaldo because nobody is.
Yep.
That man under Carlo Ancelotti went to the manager, said to him, you need to lose some weight at preseason. And he said to him, do you want me to run or do you want me to score goals? Because if you want me to run, I'll sit on the bench.
But R9 is not Ronaldinho.
Entertainment-wise, no. But R9 is the greatest number 9 of all time. Ronaldinho is number 3 on the list of great wingers.
An overall complete player in terms of, forget entertainment. Entertainment is one thing, all right? He entertained en route to creating opportunities to score. He's not.
I say Ronaldo.
He's not kind of getting the Manipur games, like those people.
Yeah,
he's not.
showboating.
He's not.
Yeah.
He did
Flair
it for
without
a purpose.
purpose.
It was
And he
not
got
to
results.
play with purpose.
So he
There's
was an
no doubt
intelligent
about
player.
Ronaldinho's greatness, but he's not R9. R9 was the greatest number 9 of all time. And I don't think you can compare Ronaldinho to Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo.
We're speaking.
We haven't heard what
speaking
Super Sub has to say about
positionally,
which
though.
is the best football team.
Brazilian.
By the way.
Oh, he
No,
said
I-
Manchester
Man
City
What did he
last
say?
season.
He
Smash.
said
no.
City.
Yeah, no, I
Oh,
said-
but that doesn't count, does it?
Then the Invincible cannot count as well.
Okay.
And Man
okay,
United
so-
can't count
United
either.
can't
wow.
count.
Anyway, all 4 of us are wrong because it's actually the Barcelona side of Pep Guardiola, Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Piqué, and
Yeah, they went on to win everything. That
Yeah,
was
when
an
they beat
option.
United
and
in
they were
Champions
great,
League
and no one
yeah,
could
yeah.
touch them, and they were great.
But certain teams go through that era. Like, yes, they won everything there was to win. There was a point Man United won everything there was to win. Man City won, well, except for the Tin Cup. What do you call it? Carabao Cup.
But-
The one that Man United won.
Yes. But according to the internet, by the way, the top team in the world, the best team in the world, and I'm talking 2007 until 2012, it says for winning 3 successive international football tournaments, the best football team has to be Spain. They won 2008, 2012 European Championship, 2010 FIFA World Cup. Between 2007 and 9, they went 35 games unbeaten. They also won all 10 of the 2010 World Cup qualification games.
So this is the first
So there
time
was
we
Xavi
all
was
going
also
to
there,
agree.
Iniesta was there.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
first time we all going to agree is that that's wrong.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It's not the.
But on
Okay.
the contrary,
They were very good, but they.
on the contrary,
not the
how
greatest
much of
all time.
Barcelona influenced the Spanish football team?
Yeah.
had?
Yeah, it was
Barca- no, it was
Barcelona
Barca and Real.
and Madrid.
You-
Yeah.
but
Those are the two
So-
teams.
Yeah.
But that Spain side is the best Barcelona side of all time, minus Messi. Not as good as Barcelona.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
with Sergio Ramos.
Ramos was there. No, Ramos was there, yes.
He's not
PK was
Messi.
there.
Huh?
He's not Messi.
But he's Ramos.
But he's also taking up too much of our time. And I win the argument on Brazil just because I want to.
So you think Brazil? She thinks the Spain of the one that
I
won the
think
World
Manu,
Cup.
She thinks
because I said
99.
Manu.
Manu.
99
99.
Manu.
He thinks Man City. I think the Invincibles.
Obviously.
It's all good.
Let us know what you
But
think
I
in the
agree with
comments
Marco.
below.
That Brazil team was proper.
It was stellar.
Yeah, it
Nah,
was a great
that
side.
Brazil team. I remember Cafu. He was the captain, wasn't he?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
like once again, ballers, let us know your favorite team of all time or who you think is the greatest football team of all time in the comments below. Of course, we are live, so we will be going through those comments live on the show. Let's move on, guys. Big news yesterday. The AFCON draw.
Yay.
Ntengu, what did I say to you?
What did you say?
No, he knows.
Well, let's hear you, Super Sub.
No, remember I said Namibia. We can't be worried about Namibia.
And then what happened?
Now we got Namibia.
Then what happened? Yeah.
And guys, we might not make it out of that group, eh? I'm worried, eh?
I think it's an easy group to get out of.
Really?
Mali.
Well, Kanawati's name is not there and Yeye is not there, so we don't have to worry about
Tunisia.
Tunisia. I think North Africans, we shouldn't be too worried about North Africans.
Why not?
Personally. You mentioned it here that the blueprint that Pito laid for us to be not afraid of North African teams is what Sundowns has shown throughout the Champions League campaigns. And if you look at the bulk of the squad that Hugo Broos generally puts out, there is a lot of Mamelodi Sundowns
Orlando Pirates.
personnel. Actually, more Mamelodi Sundowns than
Yeah,
even
true.
Pirates, right? And if you have that mixture with like a Lyle Foster, Percy is there and he is dominating them there. So I think with the North Africans, I wouldn't really be too worried. I'm more worried about
Namibia.
Mali and Namibia.
Yeah, no, look, we can just go lose against Namibia. South Africa, jeez, man. I just hope this is not
Is
the
this you
tournament.
saying this?
No. I'm being honest now, and I hope this is not a tournament where we take out our calculators in the group
But
stages.
we bound to do that. I think that's we're really good when it comes to mathematics, and it just might be a case of us once again, whipping out our calculators and trying to figure out, how things are going to go. I really do hope that we do well, but it's not an easy group per se. It could be worse.
Yeah, no.
But
I don't think there's anything easy for us right
Yeah.
now.
Let's go through maybe some of the other groups and see if there's really one group that we're happy to not be in necessarily.
Okay.
Pretty strong group. Group A, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea, and Guinea-Bissau.
Nigeria is a justice. I'm happy that we're not part of that group, but we'll eventually have to face them somehow if we were to progress to the next stages. But Nigeria is a force to be reckoned with right now, and
Cote d'Ivoire.
yeah, and it helps that they're playing at home.
I think out of all the groups, I think this is, I went through the groups, but I think this one is, I want to call it group of death. Because I think Equatorial Guinea, Guinea-Bissau,
Guinea-Bissau, I would be afraid of.
yeah.
And they're the fourth
So there's
pool
Cote
in
d'Ivoire,
this group.
Nigeria, and there's three strong teams there.
Yeah.
I think we can call it group of death, this one,
It's got, let's say it's got potential. It's a candidate for group of death. Cote d'Ivoire playing at home, they've got some very talented players.
Of course.
Nigeria, we know they can turn it up at any given time. But against a lot of their equals, and by equals, I mean their West African counterparts.
Yeah.
They tend to they're not really that like the Nigeria that because it's
Yes.
it's force v force kind of vibes.
But may I also say that within that Nigerian squad, Victor Osimhen, sorry,
Yeah.
has already scored 10 goals. He's the highest goal scorer as it stands when it comes to the AFCON 2023 qualifier. So that's another person you need to be looking out for. And that could be a person that might change things around.
He's a top striker. I mean, everyone wanted him.
Exactly.
I mean, he sort of looked like he was going to leave Napoli now recently because of their Twitter antics, which he since defended the club afterwards. So he'll be interesting to watch.
On the bright side, we know that he can miss a penalty, right? So that's comforting.
Hey, let's get out the group stages before we worry about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on, Group B, of course, Mo Salah, the danger man in that group. Egypt, Ghana, Cape Verde, Mozambique.
Don't play with Ghana, don't play with Egypt.
Cape Verde is not also a team.
Yeah, they're
to
not
stifle,
pushovers.
do they?
Hey, listen, is Mozambique a pushover? Really? Now, at the moment. We had this chat a while ago. They're not strong. I might be giving them too much credit, but we spoke about Southern African sides being very strong at the moment. When we mentioned Namibia, when we mentioned Angola, who will still come up in this.
Yeah, no, look, I don't see Mozambique doing anything there.
Not in this group.
No, not in that group.
This group's too tough.
No, it's too tough. I mean, it's between Egypt, Ghana, and Cape
Ghana.
Verde.
Yeah. Well, look, because
The top two pools should get out of this one anyway.
No. So the top two and the how many? I'll tell you.
So it's 24 teams.
It's 24
it's-
teams, yes.
It's 4 highest ranked third places out of all the groups.
Okay.
Then go to
The
the
next.
knockout stages.
There we go.
But you need to be the third highest ranked against Egypt and Ghana. That's not easy.
But then,
You have
okay,
to get
cool.
points against those two sides.
You are Moz. Where do you get the points from?
Nowhere.
You'll be lucky
But
if
at
you
least,
get a point from Cape Verde.
I expect them to make it at least difficult for the team. It's not gonna. They're not gonna be pushovers, but they're not gonna get.
Of
any
course, I
points.
mean, for them to get to this point
for
already
them.
is an indication that, you know,
Yeah,
they
agree
have
there.
what it takes.
Yeah, not true. I agree
Yeah.
with Sebi.
Let's move on to Group C:
Yeah.
Senegal, Cameroon, Guinea, the Gambia.
You still say Group A is a group of death.
This one is tough.
Just an ask. It's just an ask to pass up.
Nah, the Gambia. Yeah, no.
But Senegal and Cameroon.
Senegal and
definitely
Cameroon,
strong
obviously.
contenders. I mean,
Yes.
to even win it.
Yeah.
Cameroon as well. I mean, the African powerhouse. You know, I think that's an easy one there.
Yeah, I'll be watching for Sadio.
Yeah, no. I'll be watching for the love of football.
Good for you.
Look, I think with Group C, it's pretty straightforward that Senegal is they are the favorites to actually finish top of this group. I think it's between Cameroon and
Guinea.
Guinea. And then again, we are discounting the Mozambiques of this world, the whoever's of this world, forgetting that they, like everybody who's here,
Qualified.
had to fight tooth and
Precisely.
nail to get here. So it's a little bit disingenuous of us to say like, Mozambique is not going to get points from this and this and this. They might just be the surprise package of the group.
True.
Very true. Let's move on. Algeria, Burkina Faso, Mauritania, Angola.
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously know that Algeria is also one of those teams that are going to do relatively well. They also have a top goal scorer in the top 10, Mohamed Amora. Naturally, what I find is that North African countries do well in continental showpieces.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Look,
so
I think
I'm expecting, and Angola is also a team that you should not just, not look at twice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Burkinabe, they are a force to reckon with. I mean, they were finalists. I think it was 2015 when it was hosted here. Was it 2015 or 13 one? The one was hosted
It's
here.
either 13 or
13, it was
15 because it was
13,
odd
15.
numbers and
Yeah.
now it's even.
When they
still odd
lost to
numbers, yeah.
Nigeria. So, yeah, I'll be...
But that was a team of then. This is probably like the new generation.
Adama Traore.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I Burkina, you can never discount them.
No, definitely. I think Algeria, Burkina, and Angola in this one.
No, don't underestimate Mauritania. Eh?
Amen.
You know these smaller Yana countries that have a lot of their players who are plying their trade in more so Portugal actually in like the not the
Especially
Premier
Cape
Division.
Verde. Most of their
Yes.
players are...
Mm-hmm.
And you look at them, you're like, these ones, it's Mauritania.
It's a
Where is it
walkover.
even on the map? You go to an AFCON, they will show you where they are on the map.
Yeah.
The next group, Group E, of course, this is Bafana's group that we were talking about earlier. Tunisia, Mali, South Africa, and Namibia.
Tunisia and Namibia to go through.
No.
Sorry, I was just saying
Why
that
are
for
you
the
wearing
sake.
that top?
Of course, South Africa is the
vintage.
third pool in these picks, right? So the order of this group is in terms of strength, in accordance to
And
CAF.
international rankings as
Ranking,
well,
yes.
yes.
But in terms of qualification pool, including rankings, they made pools.
Yes.
And obviously, all of the top seed pools were the ones who qualified in different groups, so they don't play against each other. And then the next pool got the next thing. So South Africa was one of the lower pools there. And Namibia obviously being the minnows of this group that you've both warned us about.
Do we have a strong
Especially
team?
Lynn.
Like let's be honest now. Like honesty is always the best policy. Do we have a strong Bafana team?
Is this your rent now?
No, I'm not. Today I left my spear and my shield at home. I'm not renting. Not yet.
We've got relatively strong team. If you look at the personnel that we have, I mean,
Lal
Lal
Foster
Foster
scoring goals.
is
In
scoring
the Premier
goals in the Premier League. Lebu Mutiva
scoring
in
goals
France is
for the
doing
national
very
team.
well. Pesita, who started like a house on fire. So up front, we don't have issues. And if you look in the midfield, I mean, you look at the guys that are coming from Mamelodi Sundowns, they're very strong, and complement that with
How
your...
you pick the team.
Sorry?
Once I'm like midfield Sundowns. That's fine. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, no, look. So I think we relatively have a strong team that can contend.
Defensively,
And
are we solid?
defensively, yeah, it leaves a lot to be desired, but I'm sure we can do better. But I mean, the best form of defense is attack. If you've got players like your Lyle Foster and you've got strong midfield, it turned out to be like a very good balance especially if you've got a weak defense,
My last question on this group. Is this one of the easier groups in terms of what we've been through, in terms of physicality? Not necessarily quality of football, etc. Physicality, something that Bafana struggled against in games in the past. Being able to play against a very physical opponent.
The big
Oh,
boys.
look, Mali is very physical.
Yeah,
Yes,
knows
indeed.
that.
They
Tunisia
are.
less so, and Namibia also not really.
Yeah.
So in terms of physicality, that's why I brought it up, is that this is one of the easier compared to what we've really gone through. I mean, Senegal, Cameroon, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire. We went through quite a few teams there that
Yeah,
the
no,
physicality element would be very difficult for Bafana. Can Bafana count themselves lucky that they've only got one physical side to deal with?
For now.
For now,
But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you could say that, but I mean,
But there's
And
doubt.
also, yes, continue.
No, there's a cloud of doubt, and Super Sub actually mentioned it without mentioning it, that there's a huge possibility that we might not get out of this group.
yeah, it's
But we are
possible.
being realistic. We're not being doubtful. And being realistic is actually something that we've had to come to terms with as a country.
But a South Africa that beat a Morocco, a South Africa that has not lost in over, when we counted the other time, it was 8 months or so, right? Out of 9 or 8 games, I think it was 9 games.
and
we
even
won
the last
6.
qualification process, we're on the brink of the World Cup, qualifying for the World Cup.
And we got cheated by Ghana, yes. Oh, sorry, by the ref, not Ghana.
not cheated
or
by
either
Ghana.
or, it doesn't matter. We were cheated. I mean, we can fancy ourselves against Tunisia. If we can beat Morocco, chances
Why
are
not?
we can beat a Morocco as you bring them up. Mali, we've shown against the physical teams, if we play the ball on the ground and avoid aerial balls, that we can actually,
So then
get
begs the
into them.
question. Then what formation would you say? I'm asking you specifically. Would you think would be the one that would work for us in this tournament?
So I think you need to defend deep against the quicker sides like Tunisia, like
Okay.
teams that have pace and skill, etc. That
And
are going to break
Namibia.
it.
Yeah.
And Namibia. So you're sort of going to defend deeper there. So you're going to have 4 at the back, maybe 3 at the back and wing backs, or 4 at the back with a holding midfielder, 4-2-3-1. Although you don't want to eliminate Percy Tau partnership with Lal Foster, so you want to sort of play 2 up front or 1.
And there's still
It's
Temba
almost
in
like
the
a-
front, so we have options there up front.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot to think about. You might be changing it game by game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. In the World Cup, that's the case. I mean, you have to look at your opponent, the way they've been playing, and plan accordingly. So I think it's difficult to say per se how you're gonna
Approach.
line up.
And your
approach
bench,
the
is it
game.
a 5-3 or is it a 6-1? Oh, never mind.
So let's look at the final group of the competition. Group F. Is this maybe a group of death? Zambia, strong side. DRC, very strong side historically, and Morocco the best side on the continent still, maybe.
On
Yeah,
the
no.
balance of
This might be the group of death
Yeah, no, I think Zambia has fallen off. In recent years.
in recent years. Yeah.
Yeah, they've fallen off a little.
But they were forced to be reckoned with. They won not that long. When was it? 2018?
no, not
No,
18.
that was before.
Before that?
Is it the one that followed the one that we hosted that they
Yeah.
won?
Ballers, please correct us.
Yeah, please.
Please, I'm lost here. I don't want to sound.
No, Super Sub will check. But I know that, in fact, that the victory or their AFCON was even dedicated to the team that
That crashed.
that sadly passed away in a plane crash from one of the tournaments that I think it was an AFCON that they attended. Yeah. So they have won it in probably the past
2012.
10 years. There we go.
Sure. Guys, the years keep going. I was saying 2018. Anyway,
Time flies. Time flies.
this has been an analysis of the African Cup of Nations coming up in Cote d'Ivoire 2023.
May I ask before we conclude this
Sure.
this part of the show? Already, as it stands, who do you think is taking away the golden boot?
Lyle Foster.
Foster.
Yeah, no, firstly, the question should be who's taking it, because I think more than anything, the team that will go all the way is more likely to have a golden boot.
course.
Or I think top
Not
four.
necessarily.
More likely, that's why I said, so.
Okay.
Can do like
Sadio,
a Spain in
Patson
2010.
Daka.
I think
1-0, 1-0,
let's
1-0,
name the
1-0,
favorites
1-0,
for it, right?
Yeah.
Victor Osimhen, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane.
Patson Daka is there also.
For
Zambia.
Foster, Pesitao,
Peter can take it.
Because
Shaluli.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think
Yes,
Namibia won't go
is not
far.
strong, yeah.
They won't
But
go
if
far.
Yena in his own right, probably, yes.
Like
But-
3 hat-tricks. Like hat-trick.
bah,
And then
yes.
you get on a plane and you go home.
Mm-hmm.
While you're at home, they're playing PS5. You get a call. Hey, you are top
Golden
goal
boot.
scorer. Hey, come back.
Yeah,
Collect
For the ceremony.
for the ceremony.
I think Mo Salah he's getting up there in the years ever so slightly, and he'll be coming off the back of a grueling period with Liverpool. So it might not be as easy for him as maybe Sadio Mane, who's now moved over to an easier league. He might have fresher legs. So he might be in a more preferable position to perform well in this tournament compared to Sadio Mane. And then Victor Osimhen scores goals for free as well.
There's another guy, Yusuf Msakni from Tunisia, is one we need to look out for.
I don't worry. Sianda Tsulu's got him on lockdown.
Pocket him, my boy.
Pocket him. He's gonna do what was done to Haaland by Saliba.
Ah, my man.
But anyway, we're not there. It's okay.
We know that when there's no supply, Haaland will always be quiet.
Okay, so let's move on. We've got the Carling Knockout Cup.
Hey, interesting.
This is my rant.
Okay,
Before we go
here's
any
the
further.
rant. Let's hear it.
I think it's very
You need to
disingenuous.
say something before you
Oh,
he says
sorry.
his rant.
I just rewinded myself.
That was actually really well
That
done.
was dope, yeah.
This is a Len Moleko. This is a Lendinho rant brought to you by Betway. Get way more on ONSIDE ZA.
Let's
Ballers,
go.
let's hear it.
It's very disingenuous to actually have fans voting for a Man of the Match award, which
You know.
is also 100,000 rands. Now, if we were in a team, right, and I assist Super Sub to score a hat trick, he goes and he gets 100K. What about me?
But Shebel.
And that time I don't even probably
Okay.
get 100. I don't even get
do
paid
you-
100K a month by the team that I play for.
Okay, hold on. Do you trust people who decide man of the match? Because I've seen sometimes where like whoever's involved, the FA or SAFA or whoever decides a man of the match at the end of a game. I've seen some and I'm like, oh, him, man of the match.
Marco, Chiefs
Do you
May I say
trust them?
something? Okay, trust.
can lose.
I don't. Yeah.
No, carry on.
I don't trust the FA and everyone else. Okay, that's another story altogether. But I think the unfairness in this is that if you are going to be playing a more popular team, say you are a Polokwane City, for example, you're playing a Kaizer Chiefs, naturally, no matter
You're at
how
a
well the other
disadvantage.
person did well in that match, it's naturally going to go towards the popular guy. So it's a popularity
Kaizer
contest.
Chiefs can play terribly and they
they
will still
get
get
it.
manner.
They can lose
Yes.
5-0. Ashley Dupree will be voted man of the match.
Anyway, you know what I mean? So that's where I find the discrepancies at.
It because like generally with the man of the match, there is a panel, like a commentator, one of the journalists, somebody from the broadcasters, They all say like, okay, cool, yeah, from my thing, okay, cool. I think it was this one. Oh no, I think it was that one. But as things stand, and like Tepi is saying, I can almost guarantee you now that Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns with their 217
Supporters.
Gadala.
We saw in Moses Madida. There was a small section of them.
Don't go
Yeah,
there. Don't go
don't
there.
go
In the
there.
shade.
And maybe Amazulu to a degree. If Bloom Celtic was around, you would also count them in. But the rest of the other sides are at a disadvantage because I don't think any of their players, no matter how well they play, will be chosen as man of the match, especially if they play against some of the top teams.
And players
Again.
who also need that 100,000 rand more than
Yes.
players at the top clubs who are
Yes.
earning bigger salaries.
Yes.
Double the
I agree
100,000.
because Gavin Hunt was talking about it, that the financial aspect or the lack thereof sometimes of having money in your team may contribute towards how well you do in the league. So these monies really do help a lot. And speaking of monies, why is it that the money, the cash price money has not been revealed?
They're still calculating.
What are they calculating?
I don't know. We'll
Calculator,
come back to
Momzan.
that. I just want to add something to Len's rant. What is the model of voting, Len? Did you check it?
You know, my man.
It's SMS.
Yes.
And how much are those SMSs?
R1.50 somewhere
So
down.
I think there
That's how they
lies
generate. Yeah.
our problem. They're trying to generate the money that they're giving away.
Do they generate more money than what they give away, maybe?
Clearly, the model that they were using generated money because it's the same model that they used when it was just Chiefs and Pirates, where people vote for all
Yes.
of those. So clearly, because they are throwing in a lot of money. So
Yeah.
I think they're using that model to generate money back. I would like to think so.
And then they probably then turn it around and say that they are being innovative because that's exactly what they've been pushing, how innovative they are. There's also the match starts in 90 minutes and whichever minute that goes by without a team scoring a goal, then they lose 1,000 and so on and so forth. There's also that aspect to it.
Sounds so American.
It
sport.
sounds complex, but it sounds exciting once you
exciting.
wrap your head
What
around
happened?
it for the fans.
45. But like,
But I agree with you, Len. Other teams will have a disadvantage.
It will be a disadvantage.
one
yeah.
there too. I'm also more worried about the essence of like teammates. How much level of selfishness is gonna go into a lot of gameplay if you are eyeing the 100,000 rands.
But also, wouldn't that sort of spike the players to give us world-class performances?
I mean,
On the flip side, I'm just asking.
they've been offered millions. They still.
So it could be a very, very good incentive for players to come out and give us a spectacle, you know.
Yeah, we want to see goals, we want to see flair, we want to see all of this, but
Okay,
let's
tell
see what
me.
happens.
Are you looking forward to this tournament?
It's football, Mark. What can I do? Saturday afternoon. I have to watch. What can I do? Come back here and report back.
Yeah, but the prize money not being announced, it's a bit weird.
That's a bit dodge.
I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a reason they want to announce it in a specific way. Maybe
Yeah.
host an event, maybe.
Again,
But
Tepi did say they want to be innovative.
Yeah, but even so, guys, the prize money sometimes is the driving force for the teams getting excited, the fans getting excited, as really even talking about it extensively, is because we are talking about the money, M8 million. You know what I mean? We already know. So, Ilore Hantle, why is it such a secret? I hope they come up with something so dope for them to have kept it a secret for this long.
I can give them an idea. In millions, the winning team will get the number of millions equivalent to the number of goals they scored
How much
to
money do
get
they
to the
have?
final.
Hey,
Friend, Telkom knockout
Gavin-
was probably like 4.5 million, give or take. an
Gavin
amount
gonna
of
play
money.
with 5 strikers in this tournament if that's the system.
Are you not entertained? I mean, there'll be goals galore.
Gavin's tired of flying commercial everywhere. Aye, bro. He's going to put
Taking
5
it back.
strikers.
Yeah, no.
Because it's like 16-8, 4,
two.
then final, right?
Yeah.
So like 3 goals. That's
3,
12,
6, 9,
that's
12.
12 million.
Yeah,
But
no.
who's got 12 million for this competition? Like I'm saying, Itelcom knockout was
But
probably less than 5
If
million.
you've got
Yeah.
100,000
You
rands
know-
for player of the match, how many matches are there?
I can tell you
They're
now.
getting from the SMSs, my friend.
From the SMSs, yeah.
If I were calling and I had Len's rule for giving away that much money, I'd say Sundowns, sit this one out. Because you guys, I'd be scared of you because on your day you can score 6 or 7.
No,
I'm
when
in the mood.
Or the power line. You remember that score?
I remember that.
No, Pirates can play in this because chances are they'll go to penalties and win there, and we don't count penalties.
May I just say, the ballers are asking, are we going to just ignore the fact that Pirates won the M108?
We're not by a
No,
long
we
shot.
can't. We're getting
Oh,
there,
they're
guys.
asking.
Relax. Sorry.
Pirates won the MTN8.
Yeah, man, I'm a champ.
That preseason trophy.
Wow.
Yo.
Well, when that preseason
The
trophy,
hate.
it's
You know what?
Wow.
Len changes his views depending on what happened.
Like, bro.
But well done. But we'll get there.
Yeah.
Unless we are
Okay,
there.
well, we
Yeah.
might as well go there now. We're there.
Okay, well, congratulations,
Congratulations
to
Super
Coach
Subi.
Jose Riviero.
in Jose with
Did you
trust,
see
my
his
friend.
reaction, by the way?
No.
Jose
What?
Rivera's reaction.
When
at
the
end.
penalties were
The
beaten.
commentator, when it was finished, the commentator said, I'm sure we'll see him smile at some point. He's still
Next.
stern.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
Yeah.
By the way, how do you pronounce the name of the surname of the goalkeeper? Everyone, Len? Of
He says
Orlando
it-
Pirates'
he says it's
goalkeeper.
Chain. It's called
Wait.
Chain.
Ish.
Oh.
How do you pronounce
No,
it?
I'm not going to try.
Why not, friend?
Because now I think that I'm getting it wrong.
Wow.
It's China, man.
He says it's chain.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
it's
they
China.
were just having fun.
Yeah,
it's
Sipo
China,
China.
man.
China.
Yeah. No, he had a stellar game. I mean, it reminded
Lovely.
me, that game, it was for me, it was very emotional because it reminded me of Senzo Meiwa heroics at Lumbumba.
Yes.
When he
Mazembe.
saved 2 penalties against TP Mazembe, I mean, yeah, it was really a good feeling, and to lift the cup after that heroics, it was really nice to see.
Okay, one question for Super Sub. Do you feel sorry for Sundowns?
And
He would never.
I will never feel sorry for Mamelodi. Okay, maybe contextualize for us, Marco. What do you mean?
Sundowns dominated the game.
Oh, in that aspect?
Yes.
No, man,
And
that's
then they
football
lost on
for
penalties.
you. Look, I mean, usually, like in football, once you miss those chances. Those like the moment when Zwane was 1-on-1 with Chaine and he couldn't convert, and Peter Shalulile heading the ball down and then it went over the post. I was like, the gods of football are not with Mamelodi Sundowns today. And once you miss those chances, in football, it comes back to the results that they got.
Can what do they
Facts.
call it in that movie? The one with Jamie Foxx and
The
and
football
Al
one.
Pacino. Yes, what do you call it? I forgot.
Any Given Sunday.
It's the inches. You need to take care of the inches if you want to go all the way. But funny enough, on the Pirates match, remember the last time we sat here after they got knocked out of the CAF Champions League? I went on to ask, did they actually practice penalties, these guys?
You did. That was last week.
But like now, look.
But look, I mean, different personnel went to take on penalties.
No, granted.
So we can't really say they did not practice. And like I said, the youngster were just unlucky. And again, tactically, the coach I think he got it wrong because, I mean, in that game, he substituted, what's his name? Chaine to bring in Ofori, who's historically
really-
would save penalties and then he couldn't save. Had he went on with Chaine, who knows? We could be talking a different story today.
But in this
But-
previous one, he did the opposite.
In this previous game that we won, he just left it at 6
Yes.
and the new personnel came. Kapinga was so composed, and then I can't pronounce his name. The guy that scored the last penalty was so composed, just hit the ball, and then it's in the back of the net. So we can't say they did not practice the penalties.
Yeah, but also, don't you think that there's an element of, and I mean, we had this conversation with Coach Gavin when he said that sometimes when you know that you might not be able to, win this match, then you also manage the match and, you kind of create a match in such a way that you anticipate that you might have to go into penalties and then you start then practicing extensively for that.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think out of how many
Sundowns
sessions?
won't do that.
Yeah, no, like I mean, if you've
I'm
got,
asking in this case,
you've got 5 sessions. You can just
Yeah.
have 1 session a week that you dedicate to penalties, and that's it. You don't have to like every day go and practice penalties, because that mentally you'll be prepping yourself for penalties.
But also the onus is onto those that regularly would be, because I mean, even with a penalty, do not only assume that a penalty will be taken during a penalty shootout, because there could come an instance during the game when it's a penalty kick that you are awarded because of a foul in the box. And in that regard, if you don't practice your penalties, then who steps up to take that particular penalty?
That's a very good point. Anyway, moving on. Super Subi.
Yeah.
You could maybe back Sundowns on this one. They'll be playing in the African Football League. Of their successful meeting. And we discussed this last week.
No, the meeting is still to happen, actually.
So is it not confirmed?
No. The BOG is only meeting as we record now today. The BOG is meeting today.
report-
We're not
Uh,
recording. We are
it's-
live.
No, as we record now.
I get it.
It's been reported that Sundowns will be participating in that tournament.
But the BOG is still to meet with regards to that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I think it's been agreed that
I apologize.
Sundowns
Ballers,
will-
also let me know.
Yes, please, ballers. Anyway, I'm just
You look
excited for
shocked.
Sundowns. If they are really taking part in the
No,
competition,
'cause-
there's a lot of money involved. I mean, they're basically going to run South African football if they win.
We spoke. I think we spoke about it the last time that, and you actually brought it up, Super Sub.
Yeah.
We just spoke now about this 100,000 Rand Cup.
Telkom.
No.
What's that Telkom, Linda? Carling knockout.
Yes.
Yes.
beer.
And then you've got international breaks, obviously, that are happening now. You've got the African Football League. You've got CHEF Champions League. You're going to have... like, when do players rest? I mean, there was something that even Virgil van Dijk was saying earlier in the week that, like, yo, I know we get paid a lot of money, but guys, it's a lot.
You know what? You can get paid everything you want. And I agree with a lot of people who complain when footballers complain about things because you get paid a lot of money. And they also, we've seen them be brats before and complain about things. But the human body can only do what the human body can do. And there's too much football going on for footballers at the moment. There's far too much football going on for footballers at the moment. And they complained after the World Cup. Gavin mentioned the same thing. We've had the same thing with Fabrice Muamba, who's an ex-pro himself, obviously, where he was saying, how are players playing? They've had they have a week or two holiday a year. The bodies are going through it all, and we're seeing injuries galore. ACLs like you can't believe in European football. Yeah. So I agree. There's too much football going on, but hey, I guess Sundowns want to be in this one.
Okay,
so
well, I mean, does this make sense where, as opposed to us having, a season which is going to be a summer to a summer, whatever the case, a 12-month period, give or take, then would it make sense for us to extend the period of a season as opposed to it being as shorter, so that there's space for other competitions within?
Or if you introduce a winter break like certain European club leagues do, you see Serie A and La Liga, they take a bit of a winter break when England play even more games. They play 2 games a week.
Yeah.
During that period.
According to Kickoff, they are saying, as it stands, DStv Premiership champions Mamelodi Sundowns are set to participate in the continental competition against some of Africa's best sides.
Okay, I know on record from the PSL that the BOG is meeting today, Friday the 13th, and on the agenda, on the agenda, or amongst what's on the agenda is going to be the issue of Sundowns.
So chances are,
NFL.
as Kickoff is reporting that as it stands, so chances are if the BOG comes and said no, so Sundowns are not going. So it could turn around.
Yes.
Sure.
Speaking of turning things around, let's jet off to another continent.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, we can just keep on having, stories.
Yeah, no, there's just like conflicting reports, I suppose.
Precisely, yeah.
Tsepi, you mentioned a great Manchester United side. There was probably one more great Manchester United side after that one, and he included 2 very, very prominent players, Mr. Wayne Rooney and Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's start with CR7. He has asked Al Nasser that he wants to extend his contract into early 2027. He can't let Messi have a World Cup and not him. He wants to play at the 2026 World Cup.
That's so cute of him.
But you guys remember what I said?
If there's a body that can do it, it's his.
And
That man,
Zlatan.
He's a machine.
That
Jan
man
is a machine.
Him and Zlatan.
was Zlatan's now retired.
At 41.
Because
Yeah. But Cristiano Ronaldo will be what, 43 at this period?
Who
At
was
this
the
juncture?
oldest
he's
person who
38 now.
participated in
He
the
should
World
be
Cup?
41.
How old were they?
Sure, wasn't it the Japanese player who was the oldest who participated in a World Cup?
What,
Other than
at
that, I
49?
think Claudio
There's a-
Tafarel
there's a-
was goalkeeper for Brazil at 42 or 43.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
he
he's
was.
40.
as
a
well. Was it for
goalkeeper. 49?
for Iceland or
Yeah,
one of the
something like.
Scandinavian
But
countries?
your goalkeeper is not a fair representative
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
the,
goalkeeper's career tend to be
a little
longer.
bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the less physically grueling occupation.
Do you remember, Marco? We had a discussion here when I said I think Messi's decision to go to MLS was so that he can still participate in the World Cup, and
The
you,
next
all
one.
of you, like not a chance. Because I mean, MLS is less intensive, less physical. I would like to believe, though I don't watch much of it. I just watch it in snippets. But I think we still have a last dance of Messi and Ronaldo in the World Cup.
Messi watches MLS.
Do you know what I did watch is the David Beckham documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
And he had to leave LA Galaxy if he wanted to play for England in the World Cup. At that stage, okay, MLS was very different to what it is today as well. But that's when he went to AC Milan on loan to get enough minutes playing in a competitive league for the England coach to select him for the England squad.
Was it for 20? That was for 2010, right? If I'm
I
not
can't
mistaken.
remember. Was it 2006?
No, 2006. He was like a regular starter.
To be honest,
I think it was
don't remember.
2010.
Did he?
Beckham was part of the squad that came through to South Africa.
I believe it was 2006. If I stand to be corrected, but I believe it was 2006 because he got the red card in 1998, the tournament France won. Then 2002, he was still at Manchester United. I believe.
Was he not
Then
at
went to
Real Madrid, part of the Galacticos?
He was one of them. Sure.
Could be somewhere there, yeah.
This is not show prep. But anyway, CR7 to play at the next World Cup. Does he make the Portugal side as things stand? Not first starter anymore, surely, hey? That Portugal side's too good. So he stands a good chance. I mean, Portugal's a good side. He stands a good chance to win a World Cup.
He can be on the sidelines coaching. He's done it before.
He's done it before.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. And by the way, the oldest person was 45.
Yeah, and Beckham was not part of that 2010 World Cup squad.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
What was he
his
doing in
career was already
Rustenburg?
over.
Yes, he was. He
was
said to
mostly
coach.
over.
He was here to coach.
So he was at
Something to that
PSG
effect.
probably around that time and he wasn't making the England side in 2010.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then I did bring up Mr. Wayne Rooney, Wazza, back in English football, Birmingham City manager. He left his role in MLS.
Yeah, no, he's a lucky man, eh?
He's come to a real league.
Yeah, no, he's a lucky man. He
Wasn't
left.
he at Coventry?
He was at Derby County,
Derby, sorry,
County.
but
Derby,
he
yes.
did very well there considering they had like a 17-point deduction for financial reasons because they
yeah.
went into
Administration.
liquidation or administration
Yeah.
or bankruptcy or whatever it's called. So he did very well with that Derby County side and then went back to MLS to coach over there.
Is it
DC.
Cincinnati? What is it?
He was
DC
coaching
United.
DC.
Yeah, DC United. That's right. So anyway, Birmingham City, they're never going to be Aston Villa, their neighbours, because they're from the same city. But
they're sitting pretty in.
they're sitting sixth.
Yes, in
the
place,
championship.
In the championship.
Which,
That's what there's
which
a
if
lot
they
of-
maintain that, they can go to
The
the
playoffs.
playoffs and find their way back in the Premier League,
Because-
where they spent many years.
Because it's 1-2 automatic, 3, 4, 5, 6 playoff
Playoff.
to determine who
Yeah, yeah,
goes
yeah.
to be
Yes.
the third, the other side.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprising move that Bellingham chief executive went for because apparently he's very close with Rooney. And he sacked the previous coach who had put the team at sixth position, who gets sacked at sixth position.
Well, I think it was a combination of things. First of all, things were looking better now. He actually did go through a bad period before and he was turning things around
Yeah.
and then he got sacked. So I think the plan was already there from January already for this plan to go through, for Rooney to eventually come into play. But in saying that, he wanted the commercial value of Wayne Rooney. He wanted a leader who was an England captain, who's achieved everything there is to achieve in football. He wanted that to be the future of Birmingham City.
Yeah, no, look, then it puts Rooney in a very, very difficult position because if he goes there and just, the pressure, it's a lot now because if he loses 1 or 2, he's in trouble.
Yeah, the championship is a dog league, that one.
Yeah, it's a tough
dog,
one.
It's dog there. Like, you have to have your story together. Otherwise,
No, definitely.
it's tickets for you. And that's why you have to commend somebody like Vincent Kompany, who was actually able to guide Burnley to going all the way to win it.
Yes.
And I think he had like a game or 2 games to spare before that actually happened. So, like, big ups.
Shout
No,
out.
definitely.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I agree. Let's see what happens. Again, Birmingham City were a regular in the Premier League some seasons ago. They're a strong side. And if they finish 6th, who's to say they're not going to be in the Premier League next season? Luton Town finished 6th. They're there.
Yeah, we can see that they finished
Crazy
6th.
things have happened.
Hey,
But they're better than
listen,
Burnley, though.
they've got more points than Burnley. Burnley
Yes.
finished first, and they finished well first. They won the league early.
They got more points than Sheffield.
Look, Burnley had a very, very bad start, like we discussed it.
You just
it's
have a
also true.
soft spot for them because your former captain,
No, Lyle
Vincent
Foster.
Kompany, and Lyle Foster as well.
Lyle Foster comes first, my friend.
Of course he does.
More
Even
so
me.
because it's from Orlando Pirates.
Yes, for me, even.
Let that sink, my friend.
So from one great Premier League number 10 to another, he announced his retirement this week.
Oh, Hazard.
Put him
bro.
full screen there, please, Tabang. Hit this iPad. Let's celebrate
that
this
thing
man.
of yours.
Do that thing. There he is, Mr. Eden Hazard. Congratulations on your retirement,
Yeah.
Mr. Eden Hazard.
And you
What
know-
a player you were.
Yeah, and Marco, the one thing I applaud him on more than anything is his decisions behind him wanting to, or the reasons rather, behind him wanting to retire and him saying that it was not fun anymore, I mean, that resonates with me a lot. I mean, I've left jobs because I'm like, I was more. So, yeah, that really touched my heart, hey?
Hey, Real
Well,
Madrid
at
is not
32.
fun sometimes. Real Madrid can really not be fun sometimes.
Yeah.
Could it be, Marco or Wenalen, could it be that, what Tepi saying,
Yes,
could it
yes,
be
yes.
that those injuries just made him fall out of love with football? Because a lot of players do say when they go through like a long spell of injury, like they tend to lose interest in the game, because you're not going to training, it's physio and all of that.
I think it's that I think what did him the straw that broke the camel's back for him was the last knee injury he had, because it kept him on the sidelines for. We even forgot that Eden Hazard plays football, and the falling out of love with football is you could see in the shape that he was in
When he came back.
I think at some point he was like, you know what, like I can't do this anymore. So I think the injuries.
I think so too. But at 32, I mean, he's achieved. I think he's not.
His time at Chelsea.
Yeah, no, he's not powering out empty-handed. I
Nope,
think he's
not
a
at
legend
all.
of the game.
One Champions League, one Europa League. Is it
Several
one
league
Champions?
titles.
Wait, when did he move?
He
to-
won FA Cup also. He's got 2 Premier League trophies. He's got 2 European Leagues. He's got 1 FA Cup. And he's got obviously personal accolades, So, yeah.
Well, when he was at what was it, Lille, the French side?
Yes.
There was Rio Mavuba was his teammate when he was 21 years old, playing in the French league. And he has a quote from Rio Mavuba in an interview. He says, "It was Hazard's last game for Lille, and he wanted to organize something. He decided to go and have a little drink that dragged on. The next morning, Eden was still drunk, and we had a game that evening. Before 30 minutes was played, he already bagged a hat-trick."
Wow, look at that.
And that was his first hat-trick, wasn't it? I think it
won't
was
be
his
able to
first
tell
hat-trick,
you.
because he scored his first hat-trick at Lille.
So
He scored his first hat-trick drunk.
He probably,
went to
he
group.
probably had a headache from the hangover.
Aye.
He just was alleviating.
but that
the
just shows
symptoms.
you the level of the player that he was in terms of a talent. And I think anyone who watches regular Premier League football, especially during that era, knows how dangerous Eden Hazard was. And we wish him a great retirement, because we have some fond memories of him. I hated him for a very long time.
Oh,
That
yes.
he was-
the goal he scored
yes.
against Arsenal from the center line, dribbling everybody.
Everybody.
Oh.
But I hated him for a very long time. He was on his way from Lille to Manchester United.
On the
and
flight,
Chelsea
yeah.
made a bigger offer on wages. On the flights, they changed direction to
Turned
London.
around.
Chelsea does that all the time. They do that all the time. Remember when he kicked the ball boy?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, I remember that moment.
Eden Hazard. What a legend. What a legend.
What a legend. So all the best
Colorful
to
career.
Very, very colorful.
Indeed. Well, spanning over what? How many years? 16? 15?
I wouldn't be able
Give
to
or
tell
take,
you, but,
yeah.
Around about
but
16,
the
yeah.
Chelsea years are the ones that matter.
Ooh.
Well, at least he will pass the baton to his brothers.
Torsten.
Yeah.
Who won't match his levels.
No, they're not as
they've
good as
been
he is,
given. They've been given the opportunity. They've been there long enough. They're not his level. So anyway, all the very best
When
to
they
Eden
all
Hazard.
signed by Chelsea and sent out on loan to other
Yes,
teams.
but then stayed at Dortmund after that.
Oh.
I think it was a family package.
Oh, nice.
Don't go to Man
Buy one,
United.
get
Come here,
one.
we'll pay you more and we'll sign your brother.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sure Real Madrid are going for the Bellingham brother as well, eh?
Oh, they're going to have to.
Surely.
It's a brother
Surely.
affair. Brother
Yeah.
affair.
As if they need more midfielders.
Yep.
Speaking of Eden Hazard, we look at his team, Belgium, who've been underperforming. Len, let's talk international football, seeing as an international break, just before we wrap
Okay.
up. I'm still mad at you about telling me to choose an overs bet for Belgium in the last international break. They won't be getting overs from me anytime soon.
Just go straight win for Belgium.
Just straight win for
Yeah,
Belgium.
straight
They're
win,
like even when they're against minnows.
Yeah, straight
just a straight win.
Because at least that guarantees
you
you
don't.
that-
You can have Lukaku and everybody in that side, and they're still not
But
scoring bags
I
of
blame
goals.
you for that, Marco.
Why?
You, Marco Martins, of all people, should know that when Kevin De Bruyne is not playing, there won't be any
There's
chances.
nothing happening.
That's also true. It's my own fault. I
Yeah.
should have known
You
better.
should have known better. I'm disappointed, my friend.
But anyway.
Yeah, so let's have a look at some of the international fixtures. Len, do you have some up for us? You know, we're placing bets here on Betway because
Yeah.
it's also my favorite time to place bets because I think that the international football calendar, especially in this period of qualifiers, I think that you got very big gaps of quality. And I think you're guaranteed or closer to guaranteed to get some winning bets in.
So I'll give you the ones for later on. We still have time because the first fixture is Estonia and Azerbaijan. Literally, just close your eyes and pick a team from those two.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it could be there.
Wow.
I don't like those bets. Don't listen to Len. Don't just close your eyes and scroll past it and don't bet on that one and bet on the next
Don't.
one because Portugal are playing Slovakia at 8:45 this evening. Go overs, baby. Go. My team's going to score bags against Slovakia. Bags. Let's see what those odds are on an overs. To score 2.5 or more is still only 1.59. They'll win by 3 goals.
I'd just go for a straight win here.
Sure.
Belgium, Austria. Austria is not a walkover team.
No.
Belgium will still win.
Yes.
So I'd go straight win there. The tough encounter though, of which I'll actually go both teams to score, is Netherlands versus France.
France don't. France, I think, will win it because France don't slip. Netherlands don't have the firepower up front. I feel like Netherlands lack goal scoring. They're very good defensively. They've got good defensive players, but they're not the Johan Cruyff, Marco van Basten, Ruud van
they've
Nistelrooy,
got
Robin
Gakpo.
van Persie.
I've got Gakpo.
He does score goals,
Yes.
but I don't fancy Netherlands. Against France, does he score goals?
Oh, ish, Francis Salib.
The same
Okay,
Saliba who
wait,
did
wait,
what?
wait.
Exactly.
Even Man City can't score.
Exactly.
Even Haaland is still in Saliba's
Exactly.
pocket.
You know, and
Is Haaland even playing for Norway this week? He's still in Saliba's pocket there in France.
He's so tiny.
He
He's
scored a brace. Go look it up.
like,
France straight win. Yeah. Ish, I
Yeah.
forgot about Saliba. Ish.
Yeah, I don't think I wouldn't even put both teams to score. I think France are too strong. France are a great side. They're going to lose another game this weekend, but it's not in the football.
Of course, we know.
Yeah, no, I agree
Come
with
on,
you there.
Springboks, let's go.
Yeah, no, definitely.
We all place bets on Springboks with a risk-free bet, thanks to Betway.
Yeah.
But we don't want risk-free. We don't want our money back. We want our winnings.
want
We
our
want our
winnings.
come on, Boca.
I say
Hey?
the Springboks to win by 5.
Yeah, I'll say 10.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair.
It's going to be and it's going to be close. So by 5 or probably by 7. I'll say by 7.
Springboks to win in a low-scoring affair.
By
Yeah,
what
no.
though?
By 3. 3 or more.
Look, I
Okay.
get your argument because a lot of the games between the Boks and France have actually been very close.
Close to being a stalemate, yeah.
And the Boks are the best defensive side in rugby. They're not going to just let you score.
if they're not playing Ireland. But I get you. I get you.
So all the best to the Boks for that one. I think we are starting to run out of time a
And
little
all
bit.
the best to Bafana
Yeah.
against Eswatini
Marco,
tonight.
the beauty
Oh, yeah, and I think
of
Banyana's
live
also
is that
playing.
we can have breaking news. So I've got breaking
Oh,
news.
breaking
for you
news.
guys.
Breaking news!
These breaking news are brought to you
By Betway. Get
way
So it's been revealed the prize money for the Carling Black Label Knockup Cup.
Finally!
Hey!
So last 16, you walk away with 550K just for being in the
Nice.
competition.
Okay.
600 if you also have a man of the match. But carry on.
Quarterfinals, it's 850K.
Okay.
Semi-final, 1.35 million.
Semis.
Semis, yeah. Run-up, 2.85 million.
How much money do these people have?
And then winners, 6.85.
It's less than MTN8.
Yeah.
Way
Still
less.
yeah. The whole pool is 20.2 million.
That is a big pool
That
of
is
money.
humongous.
This is
As
why
big
they
as
waited
that.
to announce it. That's big.
Yeah.
That would be so dope. Actually,
Plus,
it would
they
be
have
nice
to give
bring the trophy
100,000
here.
every game to
Yeah.
someone.
So many games? It's 8, then 8 become 4, then 4 become...
For become 2 to be, yeah. It's 12-8. No, friend.
it's 8 because the 16 teams each play each
It's
other.
8.
That's
It's
8. Then it
4.
becomes
Plus 4 is 12.
quarterfinals. 4, that's 12, and then 2, that's 14,
And then the winner.
and then the final. So that's 15 games. So that's 1.5 million in man of the match. What?
You could have just asked me. Why were you doing the maths?
Is it there as
It's
well?
South African, remember? We are good with calculators. Come
You're
on.
not that sharp.
Come on. Ooh.
No, okay.
Come on.
He's in a Bafana shirt. So thank you so much.
to calculate.
He's South African, my babes.
Thank you so much, Lendinho. Thank you so much, Tsepi Jr.
Junior.
And thank you so much, Super Subi.
Thank you.
We have been
Thank you,
on
Marco.
side. Remember to stay on side with us. Don't be offside. Be on side with us and Betway Ballers. Thank you so much as usual. Stay tuned to this. Of course, last week we didn't give you a winner for the guest spot for someone who's going to sit in this chair next to me this month. Next week, we will have a new challenge for you, but be sure that you are connected to the Betway app. That's going to be one of the criteria. Make sure that you're available in Johannesburg on a Friday at 3 o'clock to be here in the studio with us. That's also important.
Because we are live.
Hey, we are live, baby.
We are alive. With
So, followers have questions on the comments.
Comments. Or
Okay.
Yeah,
the
let's
box
interact,
game
sorry.
will be won through. We won through the boot. Okay, they said the Boks are going to win.
maybe that spot we should give away with a prediction for the box game.
Okay, it makes sense now why Len's picks are always L's. He closes his eyes and just picks one. Let's see.
It's Estonia, guys, and Azerbaijan. Come on. Like,
Don't play it. Don't play.
No, but I want a multi-bait.
Aye, but choose others.
But Estonia must be there.
That's funny, yeah.
Well, Estonia are at home.
Yeah. You know, that's you can take comfort in that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, Abola had just told us that the cash prize is 6.85, but I gotta be live. So thank you.
Thank
This
you,
is
Super
Subano
Subi.
Samora.
Danko.
Thank you, Samara. And yeah, man, I think, so Banyana has been kicked out. I think Banyana is playing World Cup qualifier. No,
That's
Olympics.
Basitsana.
Basitsana is
They
playing
are
Olympic
20.
qualifier.
They're
Paris.
out.
They're out, but they're playing
Olympic not
Olympic
World Cup.
qualifiers. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
okay.
out World Cup. Olympic qualifiers, I think. I think Banyana's also playing. Okay, guys, let me just check while you guys conclude the show.
Yeah, I know Banyana out of Kosafa as well.
Banyana out. Yes, Basizana out.
Bafana is playing Eswatini
Eswatini
today. And then
Saturday.
Ivory
Good luck to
Coast.
Bafana.
Good luck to Bafana.
Good luck to
Bafana.
Bafana.
Ivory Coast on Tuesday, right? Yes.
Good luck
Which
to
should be a good warm up
Springboks.
for the AFCON.
AFCON, yeah.
But no, it's actually more of a good warm up for the World Cup qualifiers because there's still another FIFA break.
There's another FIFA break between now and then.
So
guys.
that's so the FIFA break in November. That's when we're going to be playing the World Cup qualifiers.
I don't like these breaks. They're just too much.
They're exhausting.
Well,
what can we say? At least when they come back, there's the Culling Cup,
Yeah, no.
Knockout Cup, first
Yeah,
weekend.
culling.
Morganary.
Which team is going to be
You wanted
culling?
the limping teams.
and as if and as if Pirates have already not had to postpone enough DStv Premiership fixtures. How
No.
many games have you played? 3?
Yeah, 3.
Sure.
Yeah,
Bro.
No, is it?
No, it's more. I'm being
Oh.
facetious, but
Yeah.
sure, it's they've played much fewer than everyone
And then
else.
catch up. It's a good thing they're not playing in the Africa Football League.
Yeah,
no,
they-
it's
they're
not.
It's that competition is for the elite.
Yeah, you know what?
Excuse us.
Sure.
It's elite because they take those clubs were
top.
chosen by the rankings.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
okay.
CAF rankings per according to CAF per league and who's elite in South African football.
Well, I'm lucky that Kaizer Chiefs are doing so badly. You don't even speak to me about it at all.
Oxala Pirates won
chips?
M10
So they just brought you which
We
flavor?
are the champion, my
Salai.
friend.
Okay, anyway, thank you so much to you, ballers. Thank you to Eden Hazard for all the beautiful memories. Thank you, Lendinho Tsepi Jr., Super
you,
Subi, and most of all, thank you to Betway, where you can get way more. Get on the Betway app and use the affiliate code ONSIDE ZA and keep the comments coming in YouTube. Tell us what competition you want next week for you to come and sit here next to me and be a guest on the show. For us, for now,
No, they're gonna sit next to Tepi. I'm gonna sit next to you.
fine. However they want to sit or you want us to sit. However. Len, thank you. And that's it from us. We're out.
Whatever you do,
Stay onside,
not
not offside.
Nazo.
That's a real one.